My name is Amran Osman. I'm from Lewiston, Maine, but I was born in Kenya. My family's from Somalia. I've lived in Lewiston my whole life, preschool, middle school, high school. I started out at Central Maine Community College and transferred to the University of Southern Maine, where I was pretty much involved there. I was on the Senate, I was the Director of Racial Equity and Inclusion, and that's where I got my start in being a part of the community and helping people in the community, and that's when I realized I wanted to make a difference. That's where I joined Gateway Community Services CYC, which was first the COVID Youth Coalition, where we helped people during COVID times, getting them resources, etc., and gradually became the Community Youth Coalition. But I graduated USM in 2021, and that's when I started working at Gateway Community Services as the Community Resource Coordinator, where I helped immigrants who are coming into the community by getting them a mentor who helps them go through life. But also that was around the time where I decided to start my own nonprofit, Generational Noor, which helps with the immigrant community figure out and get resources regarding the opioid epidemic, especially because it's so taboo and nobody talks about it. So having different community table talks and getting them resources that they need, especially by just tackling that conversation. For a long time, especially when I was in high school and middle school, finding anybody that could help me with college or just getting where I wanted to be. For the longest time, I didn't know what I wanted to do because I didn't see a lot of people of color or people who look like me in different places of power or different places that I found interesting. So gradually I had to kind of put myself at those tables and find resources for myself. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I like being helpful or being involved in the community, because I don't want my siblings or kids that are younger than me have to go through that struggle that I did. I think where I found that I could be a leader was at USM, and when I saw so many things that were happening that I didn't think were right, I was able to speak up, because before I'm still an introvert, and I kind of had to push myself out of my comfort zone. But gradually at USM, learning so many things about being a leader and just meeting other students who were student leaders and having them push me past my boundaries was very important. So I think USM and my education there was my first step to being a leader, and that's where I kind of grew into myself and who I am today. I think for me, it's just speaking up when there's anything that's wrong, or being able to make a difference, because at the end of the day, I'm a Somali black woman. I don't have a lot of power, but the power that I hold, hopefully I can use it to make a change or find resources to help people. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I started my nonprofit, because I saw a way that I could help people. And as a youth who's been in Lewiston my whole life, I've made connections, and I'm able to make connections and find resources that other people don't have. So being able to do that is something that I very hold closely. So I think for me, being a leader is someone who's able to help people and make a difference with whatever power that they have, even if it's very little. What I like about the younger generation is that they're not taking no for an answer, and they're all pushing boundaries and speaking up. So what I see in the future is a lot of more people of color and youth having their voices highlighted in places of power, because if you see so many youth are running for office or doing things with pushing policies, doing letters to the editor than they were before. So seeing so many youth take their future in their own hands and not just watching it from the sidelines, and when they don't have a place at the table, kind of just finding their own way to build their own table. So for me, I think there's going to be a lot of youth who are in politics in different spaces that a lot of youth of color weren't before. So being able to see that and see those changes is going to be pretty great and amazing. Yeah.